Hello everybody, my name is Luciano Lewandowski, and the title of my essay is I Passed First Grade. Go me! I accomplished passing first grade, only because I had the helping hand of my teacher, Senora Ruth. It may not seem like a lot, but it was definitely, without a doubt, the most influential year of my life, and here's why. Going into first grade, I was a lot like most other kids and hated going to school. All I wanted to do was go home and play with my Beyblades. I had no interest in reading a book or writing one. What a waste of time, I thought. Summer slowly dwindled away and the school year approached. I got word that I was in Senora Ruth's class. If you ask my mom right now to describe Senora Ruth, she would most likely say if Mr. Rogers and Mary Poppins prayed to God for a baby, it would be Senora Ruth. But I didn't care who my teacher was. You could have told me my teacher was Babe Ruth, and I still wouldn't have wanted to go to that first day of school. But the dreaded day finally came, and my mom woke me up, even though I insisted I was terminally ill and there was no way I could ever attend school. But my mom read my bluff and still made me get up. She shoved me in the car and buckled my little sister in. First, we drove to my sister's preschool, where she got to go learn colors and take a nap halfway through the day. After that, it was off to Adams, my elementary school. Of course, there was no traffic, and we hit all green lights, getting me to school a few minutes early. My mom parked the car and walked me in the front doors, down the hall, past the mural that the fifth graders made a few years back, and into Senora Ruth's classroom. Senora Ruth greeted us with a warm smile and an overly excited voice. I took my seat and waited for the other students to arrive. Soon enough, Senora Ruth started to introduce herself and tell us all about what we would be learning that school year. But I wasn't really listening. I was too busy making faces at my friend Gear, who sat a few seats over. Then I heard her say something about our class having a field trip to Minnehaha Falls next Wednesday. At first, I thought it was my terminal illness making me hear stuff, but then I remembered I was just faking it and I wasn't actually sick. So I listened more closely. It was true. We did have a class field trip next Wednesday to Minnehaha Falls. I was ecstatic. I didn't listen to anything else the rest of the day and just goofed around with Gear. Finally, after what seemed like a whole school year, the day ended and my mom came and picked me up. I told her about the field trip and she said she already knew because Senora Ruth had emailed all the teachers asking for chaperones, which my mom gladly volunteered for. The rest of the school week dragged on and finally came to an end, which meant that it was time to go to our rustic cabin on Sand Lake in Barron County, Wisconsin. Easily my favorite place on planet Earth. I think even if I went to Mars, it would still probably be my favorite place on both planets. I spent the weekend doing normal things. Tubing, water skiing, riding my neighbor's dirt bike way faster than I should have been, and spending time with my family. The weekend came to an end, and it was time to go back home. But more tragically, back to school. That next morning, I cooperated more than usual because I remembered we had that field trip on Wednesday. I wasted Monday and Tuesday away with Gear, only paying attention in gym class with Senora Ache, who yelled way too much and never brushed her hair. Before I knew it, it was Wednesday. My mom drove me to school, but she didn't drop me off. She parked the car and walked in with me. I'd almost forgotten she was a chaperone. We got into class, and Senora Ruth gathered everyone and told us the plan for the rest of the day. After that, we all raced onto the bus and tried to get the seat farthest back. But me and Gear got distracted by a fancy car driving by, so we ended up sitting together somewhere near the middle of the bus. After a long and bumpy bus ride, we made it to Minnehaha Falls. As my class was walking down the trail, Senora Ruth instructed everyone to stop. We were stopped at this steep and muddy hill. Everyone gathered at the bottom. Senora Ruth then told everyone to climb the hill, and we would all meet again at the top. It took a while, but eventually everyone made it up. At the top, once again, Senora Ruth gathered everyone and said, "This year, everyone in this class is going to learn how to read. Some might already know how to read. Some may need a lot of help. Some might do it quickly, and others more slowly. But just as we climb this hill, Some ran right up. Some actually crawled. Some went up with a friend or a teacher. But by the end of the year, everyone will know how to read, just like how everyone made it to the top of this hill. We will do it together. We will do it differently, but we will help each other reach our goals. As soon as she said this, everything changed. For the first time, I was excited to learn. I wanted to get back to class and read my first book. When we arrived back at school, I had a new inspiration. Throughout the rest of the year, Senora Ruth kept making learning fun, whether it was her singing during our story time or teaching us how to add and subtract with M&Ms. She made me realize that learning could be fun and that everyone may learn differently. She taught me that hard work does pay off. And by the end of the year, I knew how to read. And because I went to a bilingual school, I knew how to read and write in Spanish and English. All because of Senora Ruth. Senora Ruth was such an influential person in my life, because without her, I don't think I would have ever enjoyed school as much as I do all these years. As a result of having her as my teacher, I love learning and being challenged. Sadly, I lost touch with Senora Ruth when she moved to China to teach children in poverty. But I will never forget her and how she helped me accomplish finding my love for school. Thank you.